Okay, Randall, I'm going to show you how to switch out this PLC. This is a machine that we have here. Yours is going to look similar to this. Should be a little bit cleaner. Doesn't have all the blue tape on the wires here, but you get the idea. So what you're going to need to do is fold these covers down. There are 2 screws on the top, 2 screws on the bottom. And first of all, make sure the power is off. The main power on the side is off. You got to remove they won't come out, but you got to loosen this screw up all the way right here, this black one. And then there's another one that's hidden, and it's going to be behind this wire here. And you're probably going to have these plastic things in the way. So you're going to have to kind of just like pry these up a little bit and get them out of the way. And then you might need to loosen up and remove this wire to get back here. But you can kind of see there's another black screw right there. Usually you can kind of just push the wire over and then squeeze your screwdriver in there, and you're going to want to loosen those up all the way. Once that's fully loosened, then you can kind of grab the whole mess of wires here and pull forward, and it might not be easy to do until we disconnect the PLC, because there's not a lot of, see, these wires are real taut here. Yours might be a little bit easier, so I'll come back to that. And then the same thing down here, you're going to want to loosen up. There's going to be a screw underneath this cover here. Let's see, there's a black screw there, take that off all the way, and then in the upper left hand corner, black screw there, take that off all the way. Then you'll also want to disconnect this guy like that. These right here will unplug, so that'll unplug like that, that'll unplug like that, so that disconnects most of that. Now over here, you got to pull this cover off. Push this down. I'm trying to do this while I'm looking at my phone, so it's a little tricky. This connector's got to come off. I believe you can just, yeah, if you just separate, because yours is probably pushed up, like this is probably pushed up there. These will just slide on this DIN rail. So pull that away, grab on with your fingers onto this ribbon cable, and just gently wiggle it back and forth while pulling out until it disconnects. Like so. Okay, that'll disconnect. You can get that out of the way. Now, the only thing connecting the PLC is basically the wires are still connected, but you've got it attached to the DIN rail on the bottom. So you'll see right here. Let's see if I can get my screwdriver in the right spot. Right here, there's a white plastic clip. These pry down. So when you pry down on them, you'll hear them kind of snap, and then they'll look like that. There's one there, and there's one in the middle. You'll just kind of reach in there, and one on the right-hand side. Okay, now once all of those are disconnected, now this will lift off the DIN rail. Again, the only thing holding it on right now is the fact that all these wires are connected. Okay, I had to pause that because I wanted to take these 2 bottom screws and loosen them up. It was just too hard to do with the phone. So with those loosened up, you'll see how this will literally just come right off. It just goes into those pins. So the bottom's disconnected. The top might be easier to disconnect once this. Now if you grab the whole box with your hand, it will come off the DIN rail there like that. And once you give this a little bit of slack, and yours might just come off without having to play with it. It's just these wires were all pulled pretty taut. Once that disconnects, lift that out of the way, and then the whole PLC will pull right out of there like that. So this is what I'm sending you, is basically this exact setup. So this is the one I'm actually sending you. This is a brand new one that I programmed up. So it should be ready to slap in. So then that one's just gonna go in, get mounted back to the DIN rail. You kind of have to hook it onto the back rail. You'll then take these 2 terminal strips and realign it, and then put the screws back in. And then I'm actually gonna keep these, I'm taking them off now. I'm gonna keep these here, because you're not gonna need those, because when you go to put it in, you're just gonna plug your 2 black connectors right into it, and then lastly you're going to have that connector that has to go into that port, and then the ribbon cable on the end has to plug in there, and that's everything. And then it's connected. Then you can give me a call and boot it up for the first time. There's probably a few things that we got to go through to get it synced and get the settings all set. So give me a call and we'll figure that out and go from there. All right, thanks. Bye.